This is the Norris Group's
upcoming events. October 7th, Bruce will be doing 10 life-changing days of a real estate investor at the San Francisco Bay Summit. It's the last time you'll catch him up in Northern California, so if you missed the last 2 times we were up there, we'd love to see you. October 13th, if you're going to be at the annual California Escrow Association conference, I'll be there talking about technology trends in real estate as one of the keynote speakers, so come and say hi. October 13th, California Market Update with the Chino Valley Real Estate Professionals. October 18th, 10 life-changing days. We'll be doing that in Glendale with Robert Hall and Associates. And don't forget, October 28th, we're doing the Financial Tactics Brunch. This is our 7th year, but we're shaking things up a little bit. We've got 6 expert panelists, from attorney to somebody specializing in 1031 exchange, CPA, self-directed IRA, and Bruce, talking about the 10 top issues they see from investors and questions and the biggest mistakes they make to screw up their life. So it should be really fun. We'll be taking your questions. You should have got an email from me. I hope to see you there. All that information is on the website under events. And for more information on hard money lending, including fix and flip, buy and hold, and new construction, check out thenorrisgroup.com. Or if you want more information on passive investing with trust deeds, check out tngtrustdeeds.com. With that, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week. Hey everybody, it's Aaron Norris with the Norris Group. It's Friday, October 6th, and what would you do to get Amazon to come to your neck of the woods? That and much more as we cover the biggest headlines in real estate. Don't miss the radio show and podcast this week. We cover all the way up through the Roni Awards. We're dividing I Survive Real Estate up into 25-minute pieces to air on the radio show. It gives us a little bit of a break, the only break we get all year from producing our radio show. But we also announced on Thursday you can watch the entire thing uninterrupted. The video is now available online at isurviverealestate.com under the video tab, or you can check out on our new mobile-friendly website. We are making some changes. If you find anything wrong, let us know. But you'll find it under free resources. Check out I Survive Real Estate under that tab. And you can check out all 10 videos from all past 10 events. We've come a long way in 10 years, but you can check out the video there. The latest home price report from CoreLogic shows home prices increased 6.9% in August. Mortgage rates increased a little bit with the 30-year rate at 3.85 and 15-year rates at 3.15. Home affordability improved. And home affordability improved in the third quarter in 60% of U.S. markets, according to Adam Data Solutions. Los Angeles will open Section 8 housing list after 13 years of being closed. And although the application period is only going to be open for 2 weeks, they are expecting 600,000 applications. Only 20,000 will be chosen by lottery to make up the new Section 8 waiting list. The city only makes 2,400 vouchers available every year. The only way to move up the list is when somebody relinquishes their voucher. So the sad truth is that turnover only happens when somebody makes more income to get off the list and no longer need the voucher, or they die. That is a really small list for that many applicants. The latest Insight for September report for Freddie Mac explores what influence regulatory and geographic constraints have on housing. For example, land use regulations for San Francisco is far more strict compared to Kansas City because of simply where it sits. Hence the term geographic constraints. House prices are almost 2 times more volatile in geographically constrained areas, are 2.4 times higher, and the house price to income ratio is also twice as high. The Mortgage Bankers Association's new proposal, GSE reform, creating a sustainable, more vibrant secondary mortgage market, was developed by a commission task force of every kind of lender, and the MBA believes reform is needed for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in order to ensure housing market stability. So the proposal has 3 major objectives: making sure we're protecting taxpayers, attracting capital to guarantors, and making sure borrowers have access to affordable financing. They've been one of the key linchpins in moving this market forward, and we've still sort of been stalled. Homebuyers are looking to riskier mortgages to offset higher home prices. Adjustable rate mortgages jumped from 15% to 40% in the second quarter of 2017 compared to the second quarter last year. That's a big jump. With house prices still climbing, more and more people are looking for ways that they can afford, and ARMs appear to be making a comeback. What is it that you say? Oh, here we go again. Yeah. Well, things are a little bit different. So everything from appraisals to ability to repay to debt to income ratio, we're actually checking those things out for the first time, right? So we're not quite like we were in the last downturn. Full documentation is required to underwrite these loans, and the average contract interest rate on 30-year fixed-rate mortgages with conforming balances start at 4.11%, and the 5-year ARM only 3.38%, so not that far off. What'd you say again? Like that? Airbnb and WeWork are collaborating to provide business travelers with access to things like Wi-Fi, conference rooms, printers, and a desk. Well, if you don't know, WeWork is the largest provider of shared working space worth something like $20 billion. I didn't know they were worth that much. I've never used them, but so you can book a room on Airbnb, and now you'll have access to WeWork inventory, so book a room, and then book a conference room. Look for rollout in cities like Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Washington, London, and Sydney first. Disruption alert! Zillow announced this week they are adding 3D home views to real estate listings. New technology from Zillow Group will allow sellers and agents to capture 3D tours from the comfort of their home and their iPhone, and this is where the disruption part comes in, for free. Zillow is going to do this through their Zillow Group Home Capture app. It works by capturing 360-degree panoramic photos of all the rooms. You can upload it to the app, and it stitches it together and makes this 3D, turnaround view. Zillow is testing the new technology in Scottsdale, Arizona, and plans to roll it out in Phoenix area in early 2018. And the big disruption here is it's free. There's several providers of this kind of technology, but they charge some money not just to take the pictures, but to store the information. And now it's for free. Where is NAR? Oh my gosh. Cities are getting very creative as they attempt to lure Amazon into building their second headquarters in their locale. So Tucson, Arizona sent a 24-foot cactus to Amazon, which they were forced to donate. I guess it doesn't fit in the office. Birmingham, Alabama installed 3 massive replica Amazon delivery boxes in their town as they plan to make their bid and obviously raise awareness of their local citizens that they plan to do so. But I think Stonecrest, Georgia takes the cake. They are proposing to de-annex 345 acres and name it, you guessed it, the city of Amazon. Well, tell me what you think. Where are you located, and what would you do? And do you want Amazon in your backyard?
With 647 wishes from people outside of California that came to California for a wish. So we touched nearly 1,000 kids. And let me tell you something. One of the reasons I'm here tonight, and I'm passionate about it, I'm kind of pinch hitting for our CEO, is because we're only touching half of the kids that are out there that are medically eligible. And it's our duty and responsibility as part of the board members, or part of the board as members, to go out and find those kids and grant their wishes. So I want to thank you. Thank you. People like you, Aaron, I know that you may not want this sort of accolade, but people like you are rare. Yes. I too work in the real estate industry. I own a real estate company. Yes, I survived it. I don't know how we did, but we did it, right? If we can survive that, we can do something like Make-A-Wish or St. Jude's, couldn't we? Absolutely. And so, my last comment, Aaron, is I want to thank you. I want to thank you for all you're doing for these people in this room. Really. Shout out to you. That's worth a standing ovation. Really, come on. Well deserved. Now, Aaron did pay me to say that, but it's okay. All joking aside, I have not met Aaron until tonight, but I'm so impressed. And from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of Make-A-Wish, the entire chapter that we have in Orange County, all the way through to Nevada, I want to thank you. On behalf of our volunteers, our board of directors, and most importantly, the Wish kids that we're all here for. Thank you, and have a great evening. Thank you, sir. You going to hang around?
Oh, embarrassing. No. Please make sure to visit our sponsors. Legacy is built, and each one of you is part of that legacy. I got the chance to go back all the way to 2008 and look at a lot of friends' faces around the room, and it means a lot from the bottom of my heart. If you're not in board service, get out there, serve our local community. A lot of the dollars we try to raise stays right here in California. That's important, but talent and time is just as important. So if you're not serving on a board, get out there, represent. With that, please silence your cell phones. Don't be that guy or gal. Doesn't mean you can't be on social media or check an email. We just want it on vibrate. If you are participating on social media, use the hashtag ISRE. And finally, if you're going to unwrap that hard candy in the most inappropriate time, unwrap it now. And if you're the neighbor who they decide to wait till later, you can elbow them my permission. With that, I am going to hand it over to my father. I've been blessed to be 12 years serving at his company. He's been a hard money lender, real estate investor, builder, and has built something that's been around for 20 years and hopefully 20 years more. Bruce Norris.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys very much. It meant a lot to me to watch you do that for Aaron too. It really did. Thank you. I'm going to tell a brief story about Aaron. He didn't know this was coming, but because you did that for him. I knew this kid's heart when he was about 10 years old. He was always trying out for plays, and he got a lead role. And I was working out in the weight room we had at home, and I was next to where his room was. And he was making call after call after call, and I thought, I wonder what that is. And normally, when you get the lead role, that's a big deal. He was calling each of his other people that had tried out, and a conversation would go like this. Oh, I only got to be, like a tree or something like that. And Aaron would go, oh, no, that's so cool. I was a tree a few years ago, and this is what we did. By the time he got done, he didn't call to brag on his part. He had garnered everybody in that play to be excited about theirs at 10. What he didn't know is I was sitting on the other side of that wall crying, which I still feel right now. That's who he was back then. And I don't know where he got it, but I'm glad he got it. As most of you know, we've been involved in Florida building a tract of rental houses. And lo and behold, we made the national news a few weeks ago. We were on a national TV. Unfortunately, it was on the Weather Channel. As Hurricane Irma made a right-hand turn away from Tampa, which we were happy in one way, but directly over Leesburg, so we were unhappy in another way. And I was talking to my best friend at 3 a.m, his time. I said, can you believe this? He says, yeah. So I had $5,000 of damage in 20 houses. That's pretty cool. So we built these really good, I guess. In 1981, I had a life-changing experience. I went to a 3-hour seminar I didn't want to go to. Sat at the front table that I didn't want to be at. Figured out how long 3 hours was. That's 6 half-hour sermons, and I didn't know how I was going to make it. And the speaker in 3 hours changed my entire life. His name was Jim Rohn. Be my guest. I had no idea that was going to happen. I went home, I didn't sleep all night. I wrote a list of goals that I never had before. He literally changed the trajectory of my life, and it's never been the same since. When he passed away, we decided that we'd call the Jim Rohn Foundation and see if we could create something that would continue his legacy, because he was such a great teacher, and they allowed us to create this award called the Roney Award. And for 3 years running, we have given this award to the best teachers in our industry. And tonight we're going to honor 2 more teachers. They come from Florida. John Schaub and Pete Fortunato. I see you've never heard of them before, huh? Now, this is a California audience, and you have garnered that kind of reaction. That's pretty cool. What all of these gentlemen have in common is they've changed thousands of lives for the better. And what they also have differently, they all teach in a different way, which is pretty cool. Some of them teach in front of audiences, and some of them do it one at a time. But they all had a passion to share what changed their life, and they changed others, which is so cool. The biggest thing they have in common, I have never heard anyone say anything bad about all 5 of these gentlemen. And so, to you, we are going to play a video of people who have been affected by what you've done for them.
Both John and Peter are living legends. I think there's no two better guys at the right time, right now, to recognize them for the Roni Awards.
I first heard about you and came into contact with you by reading your book, Building Wealth One House at a Time, which had a huge monumental impact on me in the beginning of my career. And that book did such a good job of just laying it out in easy to understand, digestible steps that it gave me hope that I could actually achieve this and do it.
You have given back to so many people, and I deeply appreciate everything you've done for me personally, my family, the future, and understanding how to invest wisely in real estate for the long run.
All those seminars that you gave to me has so impacted my family. Man, we're doing great. My kids are in college. They thank you for that.
You just become a great friend, and I can't tell you how much you've helped my family, both my youngsters and my wife, Mary.
Always loved your way of explaining things very simply and comfortably.
One of the things he mentioned was don't buy 100 units. You don't need 100 units to live.
It's not how many houses you have and keep going. It's stop and enjoy it with your family, and that's what I like to.
You also taught us that making it big on little deals. What a great philosophy. You told us that if we bought one house a year for 10 years, we'd be home financially free. And that was a true statement for me.
Who knows where I'd be today if I didn't meet John, some 25 or more years ago.
I'll always be grateful for you, John.
He has certainly changed the way I invest. He has helped me and my family grow financially.
His education and his mentorship has meant the world to me and to my family.
Peter is probably the most creative real estate mind that I've ever met.
Pete, I gotta tell you, has got to be the most creative, gifted mentor and the most generous guy I've ever met.
Loved his super technical approach as well as his heart.
Nobody but Peter and a handful of other people can make the crazy way I like to structure deals seem normal.
I am blown away by Pete's ability to and willingness to be able to solve complex problems just on the fly.
You were just so helpful for me, whether it be just offering sound fundamental advice or giving me ideas to get around problems that I never even would have thought of in a million years.
You taught everybody so easily, and you're just such a great teacher.
He's a gifted teacher, and I've really enjoyed every class that I've been able to go to, and I hope that I'll have a chance to go to many more.
Over the years, Peter has helped me so much, and he's always there for me via phone, via text, of course, or in person.
These are my absolute favorite teachers in the real estate field. You will not find better education or finer people than these two guys.
Pete can take a very involved transaction and break it down to its parts. John can make that transaction and communicate it in a very, very simple way, and the two of them just could be extremely powerful knowledge.
They're not just great educators, they really are master deal makers at knowing how to put transactions together.
Congratulations, you guys deserve it.
Great going, guys.
We love you, Pete, and proud to call you friend.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Pete.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you got to go around. Yes. Yeah, that's fine. They can sit here. Now, this is no joke. Hang on. I think that's pretty cool that a California audience is standing and cheering somebody that's visited them from Florida. And congratulations. I mean that sincerely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
How did you guys get to teaching? Because doing the real estate and teaching is two different worlds for a lot of people. So just for briefly, Pete, how did you get into the teaching part of it?
Well, I went into real estate right out of high school.
Oh, we got to get you to speak. That's right. And they say so. Hold one of those, or we'll bring up to it.
I went into real estate right out of high school.
Yeah.
And so I had no assets to bring. I had to help people to earn a place in a deal. And so I had to teach in order to help. And so that's been a part of my life. It's my desire to help people, and as a capitalist, I'm darn well going to deliver more than I take from people every single time, or else they're not going to close with me. And so that's what I've done from the beginning.
One of the unusual things you've done is you've done many transactions with same families.
I do a lot of transactions. The relationships I develop are very important to me.
Yeah.
One of the things we discussed is I've done 71 transactions with 4 families in 50 years.
Yeah, which I guess you must have treated them okay, or that wouldn't have occurred.
I hope so.
And John, how did you get into the teaching?
I was lucky enough to meet a fellow by the name of Warren Harding. How many people have ever heard or met Warren Harding? Warren was from my town, and I had my first teaching job was for a college teaching a real estate law class, but Warren talked me into teaching people about houses and flew me up to Detroit one day, and I did about a 3-hour speech, and he got me hooked, and he's encouraged me ever since. And he taught us to look at the people, not the numbers. He taught us to talk to folks, not overanalyze deals, because the people are always the key to the transaction. So I'm very thankful to Warren. I wish he was here with us, because he deserves this award more than we do, and he encouraged both Pete and I to teach.
You know, that's Jack Fullerton encouraged me to teach, first time I ever got, and so it keeps, that's the idea. You know, the people that really are great teachers, get somebody else to go up there, give them a shot. So I congratulate you, I really do, as you've had a tremendous impact. And I got the chance to speak with you one time when we put on a seminar, and somebody asked me to speak in front of a club in Florida recently, and I said, you know, I really don't want to teach on Saturday unless. I said, if you can get Pete Fortunato to do half the day, I'll come out and do it. And
it was easy. We're
lo
all
and
such
behold,
friends in the real estate community. It was easy to get us to do it.
Yeah, we had
John and you and I went to dinner.
We had fun. It was a great trip. And so again, thank you very much for all you've done for our industry. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay, we've got 2 segments of short interviews, and then we've got one longer one after dessert. I'm going to be asking Doug Duncan and John Burns and David Kittle to come up here, and I'll sit over there, and I will first introduce each of them. Doug Duncan is Fannie Mae's Senior Vice President and Chief Economist. He is responsible for providing all forecast and analysis on the economy, housing, and mortgage markets for Fannie Mae. Duncan also oversees corporate strategy and is responsible for strategic research regarding external factors and their potential impact on the company and the housing industry. He is Fannie Mae's source for information and analysis on the external business and economic environment, the implications of changes in the economic environment to the company strategy and execution, and forecasting for housing activity, demographics, overall economic activity, and mortgage market activity. Outside that, you don't have a thing to do, huh? John Burns is the CEO and founder of John Burns Real Estate Consulting. He founded the company to help business executives make informed housing industry investment decisions, giving them the most accurate analysis possible, specific property and portfolio investment advice.
The Norris Group would like to thank the following gold partners: First Lending Solutions, Guaranteed Rate and Nathan Chaboya, In a Day Development, Inland Valley Association of Realtors, Jennifer Buys Houses, Keller Williams Corona, Keystone CPA, LA South RIA, Michael Ryan, New Western, North San Diego Real Estate Investors, Northern California Real Estate Investors Association, Orange County Investment Club, Pacific Premier Bank, Pasadena Phoebe, Pilot Limousine, Real Wealth Network, Rick and Leanne Rossiter, the San Jose Real Estate Investors Association, San Francisco Bay Real Estate Networking Summit, Sunoco South Orange County Real Estate Club, Spinnaker Loans, Think Realty, U Direct IRA Services, West and South Coast Plaza, Wilson Investment Properties, Inc. See isurvivedrealestate.com for event information.
For more information on hard money loans and upcoming events with the Norris Group, check out thenorrisgroup.com. For information on passive investing with trust deeds, visit tngtrustdeeds.com.